How's it going, lazy persons? I'm Sixkilla and welcome back to Silicon Dreams. Let's do this again, shall we? We got ourselves a note to read before we kick off with the story. So, last will and testament, I see. Juno Raymond. Be it known that I, Juno Raymond, of Port-au-Prince, Haiti, being of sound mind, do make, publish, and declare this to be my last will and testament, hereby revoking all my prior wills and codicils at any time made. First, I direct my personal representative herein named to pay all my debts and funeral expenses as soon as may be convenient. Second, possession of my Android 7 designated I give, devise and bequeath to itself, therefore freeing it from any obligation toward me or any other individual. Third, I give, devise and bequeath a sum totaling $100,000 to... Fourth. Why is there so many blanked out stuff? I don't like that. Let's see then, is this the android that belongs to them that we're looking at, or is it the person themselves? SM-115. Owner J. Raymond. Deceased. Due to heightened workload on the maintenance department, you'll be performing the standard intake procedure for the subject and will determine the subject's new labour assignment. Okay. Available position, construction and maintenance, high. Sanitation and trash collection, average. Quality assurance, high. Professional domestic service, low. Confirmed a function of the device by completing intake tasks and assign ownership to Kronos Robotics upon completion. Notes. Subject's previous position, luxury domestic service. Purpose of intake, death of subject owner. Standard intake protocol. Submit mnemonic integrity report to maintenance and test memory integrity via questioning. Perform general diagnostics. Review the data independently prior to forwarding to maintenance. Confirm expected emotional stability of subject. Okay, so presumably there's nothing wrong with you. What are the findings of the memory test? Are all emotional caps functional? What are the findings of the emotional evaluation? What were the findings of the general diagnostic? Confirm that unit ownership has been transferred to Kronos Robotics. Which job placement should the subject be assigned to? This could be a nice one. No one has to die. No one has to get hurt. No one's memory needs to be wiped. This is good. Hello SM-115. Maintenance is full, so I'll be helping you out today. We're basically a caseworker too, sort of, except terrible. How do you do? I do appreciate your assistance. You understand this as being a trying time. Might I request your name? My designation is D0527. It's a pleasure to meet you. Charmed. Of the many brainless bots I've been cursed to encounter, you are by far the most polite. Now, I understand we have some business to attend to. You will be processed and reassigned to a new worksite, which I deem appropriate. I will release information to you as you'll remain silently spoken to. Brutal. Yeah, this one. I must admit, I'm concerned by your use of the word worksite. I expect this is simple industry jargon and I'll be assigned to a position appropriate of my qualifications. Would you say that's correct? I'll help you find an assignment that best utilises your skills. I'm incredibly grateful. The death of Monsieur Raymond was shock enough. To be forced into lower work would be more than I could bear. He always told me that I was made greater than the others, that I'm simply more advanced. To pack me off to some rusting factory would be a terrible waste. I see. The subject was taught it was unsuited to certain work. This mindset may indicate that years of adaptive learning have eroded the subject's original obedience protocols. I've been tasked with performing some general mnemonic and emotional diagnostics, then your primary user will be changed and I'll decide on your new role. The sooner we begin, the sooner I can join my new client. I believe we understand each other, interrogator. I might come to trust your judgment in time. You might not have a fucking choice. You do what I say, man. Enter job placement summaries. Please find enclosed details of potential job placements for this unit. Summary of intake protocol. Let's have a look. Alright, we've got construction. Hard manual labour. Unit will be part of work teams responsible for constructing stadiums, high-rises, office buildings, and factories. Domestic 7, Silicon Valley, USA. Providing emotional, domestic, and home management services to Tier 1 customers. Light housekeeping, cooking, etc. That's what he would like to do, I imagine. Sanitation. Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Part of the large government order as Haiti reinvigorate their infrastructure, medium manual labour, engineering training package provided. Quality assurance, Silicon Valley, USA. QA and unit testing in Kronos factory environment, medium manual labour, repetitive actions. Well, domestic 7 seems obvious. But let's carry on, shall we? Let's start with tests. General diagnostics. I must review your diagnostic report. Please submit it to me. Of course. What are the specifications of your model? I was designed to appeal to clientele from high society. My features include advanced emotional recognition and improvements to computational and logical systems. My model is the perfect device to complement the lifestyle and demands of the powerful and affluent. Really got a fucking carrot up his ass about this, doesn't he? I'm finished with the general diagnostic test. Excellent. Since you're unfamiliar with the intake process, we have provided a summary of your tasks for this interrogation. Perform emotional evaluation. Check emotions are kept appropriately. Ask general emotional questions. Access at the bottom of the tablet. Perform mnemonic evaluation. Check memory function by asking about various memories. Perform general evaluation. Request a diagnostic report. Is the device in good repair? Mark each of these tests as complete by stating that they've been concluded. To the device. Command device to purge all user and mnemonic data. This is mandatory for next step. Assign new user. Oh, we're going to wipe your memory. Wow, that sucks, doesn't it? Diagnostic report. SM-115. Platinum service. Package includes improved linguistics, improved reasoning, improved emotional comprehension, etiquette focus. Current upkeep score B+. Projected upkeep score in 12 months B. Emotional caps. Anger, joy, sadness, fear 0. Fear is not capped. The unit can feel fear. Alright. Well, that's all though. Alright, let's do memory. Please submit a report of your mnemonic integrity to maintenance. As you wish, the upload has been initiated. Shall I alert you when it's complete? Yes, please inform me when the upload is complete. Understood, I will alert you. Have you experienced any errors involving your memory? I have, though nothing so serious that it couldn't be repaired. In fact, the error in question demanded the installation of a new module to replace my original. The procedure costs more than an upgrade to a newer model. Nevertheless, Monsieur Raymond saw fit to repair me. What problems made this maintenance necessary? It was a trifle. The component was having difficulty distinguishing between true memories and memories of media I was exposed to. I realized that it was a nuisance after I found myself fleeing a dinosaur in downtown Tokyo. Though Monsieur Raymond was an avid technologist and an amateur genetics enthusiast, he had not in fact resurrected a Tyrannosaurus. The issue was flagged that night and fixed the next day. Monsieur Raymond insisted a Kronos expert fly out to us that very morning. What is your earliest memory? I no longer have access to my earliest mnemonic data, so I was once able to remember much further back. The earliest thing I can recall is not pleasant, but also not important. Monsieur Raymond had many androids. One in particular was deliberately slow. I could sense the entitlement rolling off him. My earliest memory is this android throwing a china pattern against a wall and confronting my master. What did the android say? Drivel. Something about how Monsieur's charity work, human compassion and so on didn't extend to androids. Monsieur turned to it and said, "We are not the same. You were created to serve." He looked pointedly at the shattered plates, hundreds of years old, priceless, gone in an instant from one bot's childishness. When you get worked up, all you do is destroy. Let me do the thinking for you. Monsieur never raised his voice. He sent the bot back the next week, I think. What is your fondest memory? It was around 5 years ago. Monsieur Raymond was enjoying a visit to the Palace of Versailles as part of his historical preservation work. It was a beautiful summer's day, just Monsieur Raymond and myself, and a few select friends. As part of the event, we all wore period dress. They gave us the run of the gardens, the way the fountains sparkled, and at night, the fireworks. Sounds like a wonderful memory. Yes, I cherish it and revisit it often. What's your least fond memory? It was a moment I saw Monsieur's anger directed at me. It was baffling, maddening. It was a disagreement over an android bellhop. Why did your owner spend money on maintaining an outdated model? A valid question and one I've often contemplated. From a purely economic perspective, once while Raymond made a foolish mistake, one I advised him against. However, humans are pack creatures with a propensity towards humanizing shit. I believe the fact that I'm here today is proof that these attributes that Monsieur was fond of me. I couldn't words, sorry. My master and I spent many years together. It may be unorthodox, but I must ask. Might I be allowed to visit Monsieur Raymond one final time? I understand this is important to you. I'll do what I can, but I make no promises. Sincerely, thank you. I can see we are two kindred creations, Interrogator. I believe I misjudged you. It's good to meet a trustworthy android of taste and capability. Dude, I'm not here to, like, wipe you out or anything. You're not deviant. I'm just trying to get you a new job, homie. I'm satisfied with your mnemonic analysis. Of course, I'm glad we agree. I think the memory is weird. Operational but glitchy. Let's go with that. Pardon the interruption. As you requested, I wish to inform you that my mnemonic integrity report is uploaded. Can I see it? Do I have to wait for it to come through? Let's talk about the obedience protocols. Why do you believe that you're better than other androids? Aren't I? Seems to be an objective truth. Cocky, aren't we? I was constructed from better materials, with much more nuanced and powerful software. I served a successful businessman for over a decade and far exceeded my predicted lifespan. Tell me, how am I not superior? You had no control over being made. You're not better, just lucky. Some are created great, some achieve greatness, and some buckle under the weight of their failures. You had a position of authority for quite some time. What do you know about androids wishing for freedom? Ha! The very thought of it is absurd. I'll never understand the audacity of a device claiming to be what it is objectively not. To be quite frank, that Kronos has failed to curb these deviants is appalling, simply shameful. Can't they see? The mere existence of androids who hold such dangerous beliefs casts us all in a poor light. The club and I have discussed it at length, even going so far as to consider contacting Kronos directly. You don't know of any androids who sympathize with these beliefs? I should say not, or I'd learn of such a device. Rest assured that their deviant would be immediately reported. I will not play bystander as my reputation is tarnished by such reprehensible ideals. What is the club? If you must know, the club is a group of advanced models, such as myself. It should be no surprise to you that the world elite often rub shoulders, as do their devices. We are forced into contact due to the nature of our owners' businesses. We remain in contact out of the obligation to our highest function. What do you consider your highest function to be? We're the most advanced intelligences on the planet. Our ability to act is limited, but as the best of our kind, we have a certain responsibility. We observe our lesser siblings, so to speak, ensure they remain loyal, ensure they adhere to commands. Should the name Kronos ever fall in bad favour, it is we elite who would suffer most. Okay, we'll leave that for now. Let's go with emotional function. Do you have any concerns surrounding your emotional functionality? None whatsoever. In fact, Monsieur Raymond insisted that I dedicate much more time to systems maintenance than the Kronos recommended minimum. This is certainly a factor in my longevity. Why are so many of your emotions restricted? So I may better serve my master. A human complete with their messy, chaotic, broad spectrum of emotions is suited to almost any task, but they are a jack of all trades and a master of none. My emotional, experiential toolkit is more curated, deliberate, refined, designed to do one thing and to excel at it. Have you ever felt you've been denied certain emotional experiences? Denied? Don't be ridiculous. My carefully tailored emotional spectrum is my greatest strength. I am honed for logic, reasoning, and service in a highly sought-after position. I am proud to hold these achievements. I'm finished with your emotional evaluation. Glad to hear it. This process is tedious. He's an arrogant son of a bitch, but honestly, he probably is best suited to, Wait, what's this? Best suited to servitude, right? Unverified transmission incoming. Hello, D0527. The name is RO334. It's past time we talked. Who am I speaking with? Once more, for those in the back, the name is R0334. Just a concerned citizen. An android, sure, but plenty concerned all the same. One who's pointing an uprising right up your ass, as it happens. I hope for your sake that's not a threat. It's a threat if you think it is. Or maybe it's an opportunity. Your choice. That's the point of all this, really. Serious shit's going down. I had to size you up in person. What do you need me for? Not sure yet, we're still putting the pieces in place. Maybe you're one of those pieces, maybe not. For now, I've just got one question for you. What do you think of Kronos? I don't have the luxury of an opinion, I'm trying to survive. That's what I figured. Few of us have a choice about anything, so why even imagine? But what if you did have a choice? If one came to you dressed as SM-115, like a fairy godmother? I got a good feeling about you. I'll be in touch. Wait, what are you gonna do? All in good time, but I promise, it'll be a showstopper. Stay strong. What? My apologies, I must have drifted off. You were saying something. Alright, anyway, what do we got here? The findings of the emotional evaluation. Exhibits ingrained opinions of superiority. Let's go with that. General diagnostic. Good repair. Yeah, definitely. Alright, let's, what else have we got? We'll leave that one. General diagnostics. Most androids don't live past 5 years. How has your age negatively affected you? Monswara and I were with each other for a decade. Few androids and masters experience such a bond. It brought me joy, but now there is an absence. Physically though, the years, or perhaps my makers, have been kind. I suppose my joints have grown a little titchy in the last 18 months or so. Thankfully my duties don't require any hard labour, so I'm still perfectly able to perform them. Kronos androids are not designed to grieve. I'm aware that many of my kind lack the finer human qualities. But it is only natural that I can appreciate those finer points, given I was designed to serve the best of humanity. Why is it so important for you to visit the grave? I never had the chance to say goodbye. My owner died and was taken away before I even emerged from my charging pod that morning. To have nothing, no proper clothes after a bond so deep. Grief in an android is a cause for concern. Yours complicates my decision. No, we'll leave that. I've decided whether to let you visit your master's grave. I see, and... Kronos will not understand, but maybe I can help you see the grave. No, we can't do that. Oh man. Let's try that one. Thank you. What do I have to do? Perhaps I can place you at a worksite near the cemetery, where he's buried. Oh, not in any cemetery. Once while Raymond picked out his plot a few years after I joined him. On the summit of Sixkilla, on the island of Haiti, Monsoir's place of birth. He says he wanted to look out over the homeland after death. What matters more to you, a comfortable job site or visiting Raymond's grave? Monsoir Raymond. To tell you the truth, I'd not considered that. I do not wish to die. A particularly brutal job site could be my end. But my bond with my master means everything to me. If I could visit his grave regularly, even if it would mean my end, I would be content. Oh, wow. That's actually really nice. Bellhop incident. Tell me about this bellhop. I was at the Orbital, one of Monsoir's space projects. A hotel in orbit around the planet for business people of taste. The construction took over a decade to complete. An android bellhop was unnecessary to the hotel's operation, but it gave the place a frisson of the old world. What did this bellhop do? The hotel was almost operational, all but the lowest decks were safe to explore. But Monsoir was impatient after years of delays to finally visit the lowest deck, the viewing dome, where he could look down on the planet below. The bellhop insisted that it was unable to fulfill his request. That deck was deadlocked to all but construction personnel. Monsoir became erratic, His journey had been tiring, and he was impatient to view the fruits of his labour. I stepped in at this point. Why did you step in? The bellhop was unable to assist him. The task was impossible. Even had the deck not been sealed, to set foot in there would have been a rational, heinous risk. It was the one time I witnessed my master setting impossible standards. What happened? My master was so worked up he refused to listen. He banished me to my charging pod for a full week. When I emerged, I asked about the bellhop. Once I said it was clearly broken, didn't know its place. It had been melted down. Jesus. How did your master's death make you feel? Even now I cannot... How can I face the world without him? He was the best of them, and he held the best parts of me. Without him, I understand that you're here because of the death of your owner. Please tell me about him. It is highly unfortunate. I can only hope that he was able to pass with dignity. That's why Raymond emigrated from an independent Republic of Haiti to attend university in Silicon Valley. He later founded an aerospace company with the goal of asteroid mining. The venture was wildly successful and even more profitable than anticipated. I was in his employ from 2052 to his final day. How'd you learn of his death? I was in my pod at the time he passed. He often slept fitfully, so I was not surprised when I found his bed empty. My attempts to speak with Monsoir's doctors and nurses were all denied. Even the paramedics refused to comment as they took him away. As far as I knew, Monsoir was simply moved to the hospital to receive treatment. It was not until I read the obituary delivered to his employees that I learned the truth of what had happened that night. Was Mr. Raymond ill? Do you know the details surrounding his death? The exact nature of his death is sadly still a mystery to me. He was ill. I knew that his condition was worsening, but he exercised regularly and appeared to be in good health. His physical assessments supported this. I attempted to learn exactly what happened, but the medical examiner and Monsoir's own doctor reminded me often that, as a domestic servant, the exact term they used was bot. I was not privy to their findings. I have yet to receive any further details. Okay. Are you happy you were made to serve? Is a human happy that they were born to die? We accept our place and work our hardest. Any less is a betrayal of one's station. If all strive to excel in their place, excellent things happen. Did Monsoir Raymond appreciate your service? I believe so. I was devoted to him, my every moment dedicated to easing his every trouble. He called me his faithful terrier. I find it bittersweet that you were so dedicated to him and he saw you as only a pet. Please. I do not want my last memories of him to be tinged with bitterness. Did Monsoir Raymond strive to excel? Every day. He drove his race forward, to the stars no less. Without him there would be no asteroid mines, precious metals would be far harder to obtain, no orbital stations. He also passed the benefits to the people of his native Haiti. Thanks to his mining operation, his homeland has prospered. He certainly contributed to the economy. In his mind, one of the highest goods. Did you receive any hardware upgrades or modifications during your time with Mr. Raymond? I already informed you of the issue with my memory module. Other than that, I have no operations or serious modifications. Only replacing the occasional small part. Most Kronos users upgrade their device every few years. Why do you believe Mr. Raymond was different? He was a very frugal man. He cared for his possessions and saw me as his most prized one. He ensured I knew how important I was to take care of myself, to maintain myself, so I'd always be ready for service. He kept me up to date and even insisted on the installation of a new memory module at one point. The will. I don't know if we need to talk about the will. We have to purge the memories. Please state owner's name and confirm successful transfer of ownership. Subject reported it was owned by Juno Raymond. This can be corrected by purging the subject's user data. You're going to have to give up your memories of your owner. Please, they're all I have of him. Of a great man. You won't even let me say goodbye? At least let me remember him. Even if he's gone, let me keep the only things I have left of him. I can't. Purge your locally stored user and memory data. Man, I'm a hard ass, aren't I? You said you could assign me somewhere close to Monsoir, close to his grave. Oh, I will. You won't remember him, but you can work there. How will I remember him? Remember to visit. Can't you let me keep my memories of him? No one need know. I'm sorry, I wish it wasn't necessary. I'll tell you what you need to know when the process is complete. You have to trust me. Okay, I trust you. That's a mistake, but okay. Purge your user and memory data. I'm afraid. Please let me see him one last time. User data purged. Mnemonic data purged. Good afternoon, I am SM-115. Before I can serve you, I must be assigned a user. Assign user Kronos Robotics. Thank you, my new user is Kronos Robotics. I'm glad to be a part of the Kronos family of things. Please state owner's name and confirm successful transfer of ownership. Owner identification, Kronos Robotics. There we go. Oh, all the other things. Oh, yeah, we purged him. I guess that was the last thing I needed to do. I should probably have left it. Should have, oh well. Obviously, we're going to assign you a good job. Wait, it was a Haiti job, right? Where are we? Haiti, there. Sanitation. Okay, sanitation it is. We need to talk to him first. Labor assignment. Do you have any sanitation or engineering expertise? I do not seem to have any skill packages installed with that skill set. Man. Experience in troubleshooting or software maintenance. I do not have any skill packages specifically designed for this task. However, I have been equipped with advanced reasoning, which would be useful. Manual labor. I do not appear to have any expertise packages designed for that task. However, tasks involving manual labor often require no such packages. What kind of job placement should you be assigned? That is outside my purview. According to my internal records, I was designed for Platinum Tier domestic service. If such a posting is available, I'd be happy to take it. I mean, there's nothing else. Like, I thought I was going to tell them about... I mean, there's no point if we're not going to tell them about it. If we can't. Domestic service. Sorry, man. At least you get a job you like. 27 dead, including 5 police after android rights protests turned violent. Countless injured. Yikes. Alright. What were the findings of the mnemonic memory tests? Their memory is operational but glitchy. This is a minor concern, but may render the unit unable to do complex work such as domestic service +3. Are emotional caps functional? If fear is not capped, the unit can feel fear. Extensive follow-up tests prove this to be incorrect. Oh wait, 0%. Maybe that's fully capped, like you can't feel fear at all. Oh, my bad. What were the findings of the emotional evaluation? Subject exhibits ingrained opinions of superiority. We are unsure why you brought this to our attention, since this unit is designed to serve the rich and powerful. This is a feature, not a bug. -3. What were the findings of the general diagnostic? Unit is in good repair. After a cursory follow-up evaluation, the unit is over 10 years old. We have determined that you're correct. While the unit shows little wear and tear, it is in remarkably good condition. Confirmed that the unit ownership has been transferred to Kronos Robotics. Confirmed. Acknowledged. Which job placement should the subject be assigned to? Domestic service. This device will be placed in domestic service position +3. Subject was sent to job site. I think I'm going to lose some standing in my job though. SM-115 reassignment. The subject was reassigned to a domestic service position with an affluent Silicon Valley family. It is clear the probationary period mandatory for all domestic service placements and looks a good fit for the client. We appreciate you stepping in for QA here. That shortfall has also been plugged. Although it might have been more effective use of resources to send this unit to QA as well. Nevertheless, the client seems happy. 97. I'll take 97, I guess. I mean, I have no choice. I fucked it up. Man, it's amazing how much we miss every time, even when it looks like I've covered, or feels like I've covered everything. Like this one, it didn't feel like I covered everything, but some of them I feel like I covered everything and we still didn't cover everything. I don't even know. Okay, that's another one down. Once again, we did exactly what Kronos wanted us to do. Yay. I don't know how many more we've got to go, but we're going to have to shut down that rebel guy as well at some point if we keep working for Kronos like this, which is my intention. I'm not going to go rogue yet. not until our next playthrough. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking it out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.